everyone, and welcome back to the V Spot. In this episode, I'm going to talk about four different pillars of intentional healing and wellness, and why I believe that these four pillars are exceptionally important to the work that happens here. So, I had a conversation recently with my coach, and we were talking about the significance and the magnitude and potency of intentional healing and wellness, and why the work is so valuable and transformative. And what I started to discuss and what we started to outline and highlight was what becomes accessible by way of this work. And so we were talking about healing and how sometimes when you talk about healing work, folks run the other way, right? Or dismiss and say, there's nothing, I don't have anything that I need to heal from. Common experience that happens when healing work is mentioned. And so we started to actually, good old Brooklyn, we started to actually peel back the layers of what is at the core. What are the four foundational principles of the work that I do? And so I wanted to share it with you because I will, moving forward, reference these four pillars and spotlight them regularly. And so I think that it's a great conversation to have to really highlight what becomes available to you by way of going on the intentional healing journey. And so I'm going to reference these pillars as the four F's. F as in Frank, the four F's. Okay. And the first one is forgiveness. And so what I have found by way of my own personal journey and the journey of many clients, friends, family members, is that oftentimes forgiveness is an imperative journey that has not been explored. And so maybe it's the forgiveness of someone else, but quite often it's the forgiveness of self. And so I started to really look at this piece and connect to all of the different client experiences I've had, all of the different group coaching programs that I've hosted, and really started to look at how impactful and common forgiveness is as a journey to go on, and what becomes available to folks on the other side of being so intentional about exploring such a journey. And so there's so much that becomes accessible, and so much that opens up, right? And there's so much that changes when forgiveness gets looked at on purpose. And so whether it be intentional, pun intended, or not, in some way or another, whether it's individual coaching sessions or group coaching sessions, the exploration of forgiveness comes up often. And, a lot of times it starts in a conversation about other people and what other people have done, what other people have not done, and life experiences and happenings, if you will. And from there, oftentimes what gets, discovered and what evolves and comes to the surface, if you will, is a necessary journey to go on with the person in the mirror. And so, I decided to have this be one of the pillars of my work because I do believe that it is transformative. And when we start to look at all of the things that we get to forgive ourselves for, life changes, right? And so maybe it's about times that you've settled. Maybe it's about times that you didn't uphold boundaries. Maybe it's staying someplace for too long, putting yourself into situations that you didn't deserve to be in. Maybe it's about not keeping your word to yourself. The list goes on and on and on and on, right? I surely had a long list when I started to look at the things that I deserved and wanted to forgive me for. And so forgiveness is one of the pillars of my work. And it's important to navigate because what becomes possible when journeying through is unbelievable, and it's limitless. And so it I really recognize how it has become a common theme in my work. And so for that reason, it is one of the F's. The second F, the second pillar is freedom. And certainly in direct connection to forgiveness, there is an absolute level of freedom that is attained by way of intentional healing and wellness, the work. Um, and not just forgiveness, though, in general, going on a journey that is for you, about you, in the name of your best interest and your quality of life surely lends itself to freedom at various points throughout the journey. Right. And so oftentimes what I have found is that we often hold ourselves hostage in ways. There's often a grip we have on self for whatever the reason, whether it be a certain life experience, whether it be a collective of, beliefs, um, life as you know it, whatever it is, treatment from others. There's lots of different variables that lend to, but ultimately, what I have found is that in ways we are holding ourselves hostage and possess the key to the freedom. And so the intentional healing journey is very much about accessing that on purpose and honing in on what does freedom look like for you, right? Because it's going to be different for me. Maybe there'll be some crossover, some commonality, but this journey is about identifying where can you set you free? Where are you potentially blocking yourself from freedom? Or what would it look like to go to a new level of experiencing your freedom, yourself as free? And so the second pillar, freedom, is a huge piece in the intentional healing journey. Again, whether that be by way of individual coaching or group coaching, because there's a purposeful piece to looking at where you, or maybe it's others, have a grip on you and what would it take to set that free. And so that's the freedom pillar of the work. The next pillar is fulfillment. And so there is, intentional conversation and discovery and journeying through and to fulfillment, right? Where are you desiring to be fulfilled? Where are you potentially experiencing a lack of, right? What might be in the way in certain areas? What can we do? What can you change? What has to shift in order for you to be able to access? And so there's a level of connecting to the deep desires, connecting to the wants, connecting to, all of the things that you want to call forward so that we can wholeheartedly embrace fulfillment, and not just from a nice idea perspective, from a actual experiencing it, right? Because when you experience it, it's a very different conversation than when you talk about fulfillment. And so the intentional healing journey is very much about like getting super clear as to what it is that will have you experience yourself and the various aspects of your life, relationships, career, creativity, wellness, as fulfilled. And it's about tweaking, right? It's about connecting to what works, celebrating all that serves, and then being able to really connect to what's next and where are you looking to go, right? So where are you now? Where are you looking to go? And the journey to get there. And so that's the fulfillment pillar of this work. And then there's the last F. Do you want to guess what it is? I'll give you a second. Fun. Fun. Listen, this is the piece that I have identified to be absolutely lacking for a long time in the journey, right? There was like, sure, I had fun like at different times, but I was never intentionally building fun into my life. And as I've been working through, my work and what I do with clients and what I seek to accomplish by way of the journey, absolutely has fun been a part of where we go, where you experience yourself differently. What does it mean to be outrageous on purpose? What does it mean to have, for adventure? And there's oftentimes I know I see for myself where I hold tight this aspect of fun. And so I wanted to bring this pillar into the work on purpose so that every journey that I go on with clients, whether it be individually or by way of a group, we are purposefully connecting to having fun. Right, because otherwise it's the work is serious by nature, and then who wants to do it? But what if you're able to attach and be mindful and by design have experiences that will give you access to more fun, right? It's so empowering. It's so worthwhile. And so fun is absolutely a pillar of this work because without it, what's the point? What's the point? Right. And that's what I've been really connected to lately. What is the point? And to me, when I think about life and I think about optimal experience of these pillars are important stakeholders. And so I wanted to share about them in this particular way because I wanted to give you a deeper insight into the journey. And when folks choose into intentional healing and wellness and work with me in a coaching client relationship, what are we accessing by way of the purposeful work? And it is surely forgiveness. It is surely freedom. It is absolutely fulfillment and fun, without a doubt. Right. And so that journey looks very, very different based on who it is that's sitting in front of me. Because everyone has different experiences. You all have different life experiences. So when we are, navigating territory and looking to you where you're looking to go and then exploring together, it's so different. But one thing remains to be true all the time, and that's every client seeks to experience a level of fulfillment. Every client wants to experience themselves as free. There's almost always a level of forgiveness that needs to be accessed in order to take new ground. And without a doubt, everyone wants to have fun, right? And so this journey is for you. It's a purposeful experience exploration into going from where you are to where you are looking to go. And without a doubt, along the course of the way, the 4 F's are embedded in the work. And I wanted to give you a deeper insight into what it looks like and what it's comprised of, intentional healing as a coaching service, because I think that people hear it and they're like, there's like all this thought about past and trauma and all the things. And that's not always it. That may come up, but that's not what it is. Some folks hire me and work with me because they want to experience themselves differently and they know that there's something in the way. And so it's an intentional journey to, break through and have like a different life experience. And so the 4 F's as pillars in my process of work, which I have named Heal Bravely, that's my framework, is an unforgettable journey that will bring you from where you are to where you are looking to go. And along the course of the way, we will surely explore the scenic route of your life. And Yes, there will be accountability, and yes, there will be, breakthrough, and sure, there will be discovery. But the sweet essence of the journey is attributed to the very minute details of your life, right? And imagine when you set out to go on a road trip, you opt to take the most enjoyable scenic route there possibly is. That's the name of the intentional healing and wellness coaching game. And so I invite you to reach out to me if you are interested in jumping into this work. I am currently accepting clients at this time, and I would love to hear from you. I would love to know which of the four F's, if not all of them, are you looking to focus on? Where in your life are you now? Where are you imagining and dreaming of going? And let's buckle up, as I say, or not, and journey together to get you there. So I want to say thank you for joining me for this particular episode. I'm excited to introduce you to the four F's. I invite you to let me know by way of inbox, email, communication on social media, which of the four, or maybe a few, or maybe all, do you desire to be purposeful with focusing on in 2023? I'm focusing on all four for me. And so I look forward to hearing from you. And until we meet again in the V spot, to be continued.